Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, make sure you smash that like button so YouTube knows you're rocking with your boy BT and True School Sports. And that, they know that you like what we got going on here. Now, I wanted to speak about the Junior Welterweight World Boxing Super Series final that's going to take place not this weekend, but the following weekend between Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor. This, to me, in my humble opinion, for me personally, is the matchup of the month of October. So I'm really excited about it. They're two excellent fighters, and it should be a great night of boxing when it happens. But in this boxing scene article, and big shout out to Boxing Scene for putting in work as always, but in this boxing scene article I got in front of me, Josh Taylor has accused Regis Prograis of trying to pull out because he didn't want to come to the UK. So we're going to read these quotes and dissect them verbatim. He said, I quote, "He was trying to pull out," and he being Josh Taylor. This Taylor talking about Prograis. I quote, "He was trying to pull out because he didn't want to come over here. Just all the stuff, all the management stuff, all that carrying on behind the scenes with Lou DiBella trying to pull him out. He doesn't want to come over here." So that's what I believe. He didn't want to come over here, but if it was in America, I'd have done that straight away, no questions asked. Prograis then fired off, because Prograis was in the same room when he was saying all this, by saying, "Why am I here right now?" Taylor then responded by saying, "Why the delay?" Prograis then went on by saying, "I don't know how your contract went, but in my contract, I had some things that had to be tightened up." Prograis told Taylor, "Now I'm going to fight you, and I always knew I was going to fight him. Like, it wasn't about if I'm going to fight Josh Taylor. It was always about when I'm going to fight Josh Taylor. At first, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you had in your contract," this is Prograis speaking, "but I had deadlines in my contract that were supposed to be met. And now, of course, they met them. I already knew I was going to fight you. I've always wanted to fight you." So there you have it. So look, Josh Taylor, to me, I'm going to say this about Prograis. Prograis does not strike me as the kind of fighter to duck and avoid big fights. When he says that he thinks he's the best and that he thinks these little boys can't mess with him in the division, I believe that he believes what he's saying. Now, it is a known fact. It's not crazy to think or assume that the World Boxing Super Series and Camosa AG, which is the company the committee that helps run the World Boxing Super Series, it's not far fetched to believe that they were messing with Prograis' money, because it was as early as December of last year. If many of you may remember this. It was as early as December of last year that the World Boxing Super Series was actually in jeopardy of cancellation altogether. They hadn't paid fighters their bonuses for the wins they had in the first round. So you had guys like Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, all those guys who fought in the first round of the World Boxing Super Series in the second season. A lot of them had not been paid their bonuses, and there was a lot of rumors and reports swirling around that because they had been refused payment of their bonuses, that the World Boxing Super Series might be canceled in general. So I'm not surprised that they might have tried to screw over Prograis, and they tried, and Prograis and Lou DiBella, they sent in a nice little lawsuit towards the World Boxing Super Series and Camosa AG. Camosa AG being the tournament's financial backer. They sued them for breach of contract, and Prograis temporarily pulled out of the tournament, and that lawsuit was filed just this past August in a New Jersey state court. So, now that everything's been taken care of, and Prograis, I guess, has the money and the things that were promised him in order, now he's fighting him. So I'm even though I like Josh Taylor and I'm picking him to beat Regis Prograis, I don't see Prograis ducking Josh Taylor at all. I can't see that. The World Boxing Super Series has a history, a checkered history, a dark history, a questionable history of not paying fighters on time, not paying fighters promised bonuses, and they have damn near had the whole tournament canceled and scrapped altogether because of that. So it's not a surprise. As for the fight itself, look, to me, it's one of the matchups of the year. I'm honestly probably more excited for Prograis versus Taylor than any fight in boxing, along with Canelo Kovalev, because these are two of the rising stars in boxing. We talk about Prograis, we're talking about a guy that has he's very, very awkward. He's a reflex fighter, very athletic. good punching power, mean fighter. You know, I can see why a lot of people think he's going to win the tournament. But then you get a guy like Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, a guy who, in my humble opinion, a fighter in my opinion, who can just do it all. Has a fantastic jab, can punch with both hands, great defensively, fantastic work rate. You know, Josh Taylor in many ways, this might sound like I'm hyping him up, but Josh Taylor in many ways, he's like, to me, when I watch him fight, he's the modern day Joe Calzaghe with punching power. That's what he is. He's Joe Calzaghe with punching power. Because of his slickness, because of his ability to box. But I just think he has more pop and more thump in his shots than Joe Calzaghe did when he was fighting. So, and I know that Josh Taylor was a fan of Joe Calzaghe. So I know that it's not out the realm of possibility that he's been influenced by a guy like Joe Calzaghe. So, listen, I've been saying since this tournament started that Josh Taylor is going to win the tournament before there was a Prograis Taylor fight in place. I always knew this was going to be the final. And, yeah, I'm not wavering on that. I still think Josh Taylor beats Regis Prograis. I still believe Josh Taylor announces himself to the world as the best 140-pounder in the world. And should he fight Jose Ramirez, that would be a very, very great matchup. But, yeah, man, all this talk about him trying to pull out and duck Regis Prograis, I ain't rocking with that. Because, I mean, listen, you're saying Regis Prograis was afraid to come to the UK or he didn't want to come to the UK, but this is the same Regis Prograis that went to your fight and then jumped in the ring with a kilt on in Scotland. So I'm not with that. I'm not with that. But either way, should be a great fight. I'm looking forward to watching it when it does take place. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Regis Prograis tried to pull out of the fight because he didn't want to come to the UK? And who do you favor in that fight between the two? Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. I'm going with Josh Taylor. I think he's just a better fighter. But you know, no hatred on you if you think Regis Prograis is gonna win the fight, because I could definitely see that too. You never know. To me, I don't like using the term 50-50 fights because there's so few of them in boxing. But if there was a 50-50 fight, this is one of them right here. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single video, you can love me and you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. One last note before I end the video. Also want to give a big shout out to you guys for helping me hit 23,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. So yeah, just thank you for all the support, and we're gonna keep pushing here on True School Sports. So with that being said, take care.